award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We got a great show lined up for you today, Don. I'm excited to have the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation in the house.
In the house, yes. Two of the movers and shakers in that organization, and we're looking forward to chatting with them today.
Yeah, big supporters of the agency.
Exactly.
You can tell by the name.
Yes.
So we'll learn all about them today and the folks that are here to represent them. Do you want to advertise a little radio before we get started?
Yeah, just a shout out to one of our radio partners, WSM, right here in Nashville. You can hear us hear the show there at 6:30 in the mornings on Saturdays. Tennessee Wildcast Extras.
There you go.
5:55 every day on WSM.
We appreciate our radio partners.
Sure do.
Especially those in the Nashville area, and that there's a lot going on in Nashville this time of year. There's some conventions coming up and have passed, and so it's a good time to shout out to Nashville.
It is, yeah.
And then we got our TV stations too that run it. We appreciate those as well. Couldn't do it without those partners.
That's right.
Real quick before we jump into introductions here, just wanted to talk about some deadlines. February 22nd is the deadline for the elk quota draw, and right now is the time to apply. A little bit of change. We brought it up a little earlier in the year to give people more time to prepare for elk season and that hunt, and it not be a draw in July where it's so close to October when they're going to be out there.
Make plans. Make sure you get your vacation time lined up.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, so it kind of separates it, gives a little more excitement just around elk, and then we'll talk big game deer later in the year. So make sure you get your information in for that if you want to apply for the elk hunt. Information at tnwildlife.org. All right, so today we're with Moore and Johnny Allred from the foundation. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know this is Johnny's upteenth time on the show, and we're glad he's with us.
I like doing it.
Yeah, I enjoy having you.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Mark's first time here. Appreciate you coming in.
Oh, absolutely.
Mark is now the board chair president of the foundation, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us kind of how you got onto the board and made that move, and welcome aboard.
Yeah, so always been a big supporter of the foundation. Kind of got introduced, I guess, almost 10 years ago.
Oh, you've been on a while,
to the foundation. I hadn't been on the board that long, but got introduced, and I started coming to the governor's hunt and guiding, actually, on the governor's hunt.
Okay.
And that kind of just transitioned and got more and more involved and started volunteering more and figuring out what they do. And then I guess maybe 2 years ago came onto the board, and then recently took this position as board chair. So super excited about that.
That's great.
So
we're excited to have you.
Yeah, that's great. I know we've chatted before, and you're a big supporter, and I think you'll be a good fit.
I hope so. I hope so. So it's I'm learning kind of the role of that position. So I guess the board as a whole. I guess the deal with the board is kind of oversight. To keep an eye on the foundation, kind of set goals for the foundation, so on. Make sure we're obtaining those goals.
Are you the youngest board president?
I have no idea. Johnny would probably know that. Johnny would probably know that.
I was just thinking about that as you were talking. Pretty young man. You got a young family, and
yes, sir.
So that's pretty cool to jump in there this early in life and be a big supporter like that.
Besides the guidance and all that, I see Mark is a roll up his sleeves kind of guy too. He's not going to quit guiding.
He does. He wades in and helps about everything we do. He does things. He's not just somebody that points and says do this. He jumps in there and helps.
Awesome.
That's the cool thing about the foundation. Everybody involved pretty much is that way.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It's a lean, mean.
Very few of us, but we try to get a lot done.
You do get a lot.
Everything we do is for TWRA, so that's what we're. Hope we get a lot done for you.
Yeah. You guys are busy over there. I know a call or a text or something and say, can you help with this? Well, we got this going on. We got a lot going on, but we'll try to squeeze it in, So you're always helpful. Always great. So, Mark, talk about a little bit about your background, how you got into hunting and fishing and that kind of thing, and the love of the outdoors.
Yeah, so kind of, I guess maybe unique, unlike most. I didn't grow up in a hunting family.
Okay.
So we actually had some friends that were just a little older than me. They had always hunted and kind of asked me if I wanted to go. I said, yeah, sure, and I didn't know what I was getting into, and so we went out and I shot. First deer I ever shot was a little button buck, and I was shaking like all get out. I think I was probably 10 or 11 years old, and I was hooked after that. And so I've kind of just hoped to pass that on to my kids. I've got 2 young boys and a newborn baby girl.
All right.
And
got your hands full.
Yeah, so my oldest son, he's into it hard and heavy, and then my middle son is he's always in the blind with us. He can't hunt yet, but he's always there trying to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You should give him one of those plastic guns. Like I gave my son one when we was squirrel hunting when he was real little. He carried the plastic gun.
Oh yeah, so he's got him a little shotgun, a little Nerf shotgun, camo Nerf shotgun. He goes around and shoots all my deer on the wall, and he's got little plastic figurines, of deer and elk and turkey and stuff.
He'll be ready when he is.
And he shoots them, and then he goes and lays them over, That's it's kind of funny.
That's great. Well. But real quick, while we're on the family, talk about the turkey hunt. You said your son got a nice turkey this year.
Yeah. So he did this past spring. He did. It's kind of a unique story. We had a bunch of birds that had been coming out in the field, for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. It was right at the very end of season, and so we're sitting in the blind and had somebody else with me, and I got out to try to go see where the birds were because they were gobbling their heads off but wouldn't come in, and got out of the blind and went down there, and there was actually a bird that had already broken off. So I'm running back trying to get to the blind, and make sure I get in there in time. So I get back to the blind. I'm like, get ready, here they come. And so one single tom comes in, and he's just blowed up, strutting in, and comes right into the decoy. And my son, we got like a little 410 with a red dot, and so super lightweight, and he's sitting in my lap holding it. And when he's sitting there, he says, I told him, as the bird is only 15 yards from us, and I said, hey, if you get on it, if the red dot's on his head, go ahead and pull the trigger. He said, oh, it's on it. I said, well, shoot. What are you waiting on? So he shoots, and he was tickled to death, and everywhere we went for 2 weeks straight, he was telling everybody, Dad, show him that picture of that turkey I shot, So
that's great.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think he's hooked now.
Oh yeah.
And I know the older they get, my time of hunting is going to go down, and I'm going to be sitting with them the entire time.
Right.
Exactly. So, it's like this past year I passed on a deer because I was like, well, maybe my son will have a chance at it.
Yeah.
That starts going into your mind.
Exactly.
You let some things walk. Well, I don't want to belabor too much, but. More homes. Talk about more homes. What you do for a living, just a little bit.
Yeah. So
I
own a home building business here in Middle Tennessee. I build mostly spec homes and do occasional custom houses.
Okay.
And been doing that for going on probably 10 years.
Awesome.
So grew up in the construction field. So my dad's been in construction forever, and we also own a big masonry outfit here in Middle Tennessee. So
awesome.
Kind of just fell right into that,
Yeah.
So
it's good business.
Great business, especially here in Nashville. For the last few years, if anybody knows anything about Nashville, it's
boom
been
town
nuts
for sure.
in Nashville. So
it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. All right. Well, Johnny, TWRF Development Director. You've been on many times, but just remind folks who you are, what you do for the foundation.
I grew up in Murray, Giles County. I've been hunting and trapping all my life.
Traveling, hunting.
Yeah. And I guess in '99 when a few started this foundation to support TWRA, they started this Tennessee Governor's Hunt, and I kind of come on board right off, and I've been involved kind of leading that effort since its inception, really, which has been since like 2000.
I remember talking to Johnny about the very first Governor's One Shot when we held it down in Pulaski in the furniture store.
Yeah, it was a little Heilig Myers building.
Yeah, they cleared all the furniture out and moved them out to the edges so we could have the middle part.
Sure did.
Set up tables and chairs.
Starting it out, just kind of starting that thing out and getting going. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. It's moved.
It sure has.
Oh yeah,
grown.
When we started with 30 hunters, and now we're 100 guides and 100 hunters or better than that now. So.
Yeah, on multiple pieces of property. in
all Middle
multiple
Tennessee.
counties, right?
All Middle Tennessee. Yep.
Yeah. Well, while we're on it, I know we had it further down our list to talk about, but talk about the Governor's One Shot and how it helps and kind of what that looks like.
Well, it's kind of our flagship fundraiser. We, like I said, we have 100 hunters come in, so we have 100 guides. I say 100, sometimes it's 120, but somewhere around there, and we're all, a private land hunting thing, and it just raises money for our efforts to support TWRA.
So there's a fee to feed a hunt or whatever, and to enter, and then there's auctions and things going on after the fact. And
these hunters make a donation to be able to hunt, and the guides, they don't have to pay anything. They just get the same swag bag and get to be a part of it, just to be doing it. So we really appreciate them. If somebody's interested in being a guide, look up on the website, reach out to me. We'll love to. If you're a turkey hunter and good at it, we love to have you.
Yeah. Nice meal at the banquet.
Oh yeah, great food.
Oh yeah,
good entertainment a lot of times. TWRF.net.
Yep, TWRF.net. Yep.
More information on that.
Absolutely.
And so while we're on it, that had that written down somewhere. Where did we write that down? Opening day for spring turkey is April 15th.
Yeah, April 15th.
That's when the hunt is, right?
That's when the hunt is. That's when it is. Yeah, I think the agency and commissioners kind of set that back a couple of weeks. It's been that way for about 5 counties. Giles County and some of the others that were set back like that to give the turkeys a little more breeding time because the numbers are dropping. Mm-hmm. And I think that was kind of working. So they said, let's do that statewide and
try it out,
and give a little more breeding time. Try to raise our numbers. I don't know if it'll stay that way or not. That's kind of with the commission, but I know that's the reasoning, was to try to raise the numbers a little bit.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Mark, we've already kind of hit on your support, but talk a little bit about what you see coming into the future here as you jump in as president and board chair.
Well, I know just like from way back when I first started with the foundation, it's like volunteering way back on the governor's hunt. The first time I ever did it, we were out at the Ag Center still out off 65, and just to see the growth of the organization just from then to now has been unbelievable. So I can only see what the future is going to hold for this group. I mean, Johnny and Joey and Richard, I mean, they work their tails off, and I mean, literally, people don't understand how hard they work to grow this organization. And so I can, especially with everything that's happening in Nashville, the growth of Nashville, the hunters that are coming in, I really see this thing taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you talk about the growth. Middle Tennessee in general is just a great place to hunt. Turkeys, it's a big place for spring turkey for sure. Deer is really showing up and showing out. Deer's getting bigger, and people want to come here to hunt. And you see a lot of out-of-state tags, on our WMAs and things.
Sure do.
People are there, are there hunting. So yeah, it's cool to know we got good support from our foundation. And
Johnny got him a good one this year. Big one.
Oh,
big deer. Yeah, big old deer this year.
Yeah.
But so I know we've touched on it a little bit, but how does the foundation and the agency work together?
Well,
what's that look like, John?
We're a separate entity,
right?
But we were formed, and the sole purpose was to support TWRA. So we don't have any other goals. Anything we do, for fundraising, land acquisitions, and things that we do is solely for TWRA. So that is our only goal. It's not like we're out. Oh, they'll cut this project over here. We'll raise money for that. Nope. Everything we do is for TWRA. It's our sole responsibility.
Yeah. So outside of the Governor's One Shot, what's some of the other programs that you've got? And then I want to jump into the elk raffle. That's kind
Johnny
of big
touched on one thing there, the land acquisition.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about how uncomplicated it can be working through the foundation.
For TWRA to have a land acquisition, it takes like 5 years to go through the paperwork and the red tape that we do. But we can do it instantly. We can just go, if we've got the funds there, and we do, to just go buy this property if they need it for a CWD area to try to work on that, have a place to do that. We can, instead of them having to go raise money or go through the red tape to acquire this property, we can just go do it and just turn it over to TWRA. So it takes years off of the process.
Yes.
And it's the same way with boat ramps. We've done boat ramps that we've acquired and the property, and then we just turn it over to TWRA and they just build a boat ramp without having to go through the red tape of years and years of trying to get this acquired.
Yeah, and in some cases, I'm sure folks are gracious to donate properties too. I mean, you've probably ran into that.
It has, yep. We've had property donated for a boat ramp to be there. I mean, if you've seen the Matt Garner boat ramp in Elkton,
okay,
that property was donated by the Matt Garner family to put interest out there with his name,
Gotcha.
for people to know who he is, and now it's the Matt Garner boat ramp there in Elkton, Tennessee.
So much less complicated than trying to go do it directly through the agency. So that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And y'all do special hunts too outside of the Governor's One Shot.
We do
the young shots, or what's it? Young guns.
Young guns.
Yeah, I like that.
So we'll hunt we do for some special needs kids, and we just do it kind of a 101. So it's kind of throughout the year, but we take sometimes 3, sometimes 10. Special needs kids and take them out on a deer hunt, and it's a great time, really, to see that.
Yeah,
that things happen. I post a lot of pictures about it, so you can see some of them.
Yeah, I see those all the time. And you talk about people donating their property for the Governor's One Shot, but people even donate property for things like that, right?
Yeah, they do. And we're in the process of acquiring property for R3 projects for TWRA, where we can have some R3 hunts and things, bringing new people into hunting and fishing, just to support the agency there.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. So one other thing I had on my list, the big thing, is that conservation raffle. We started that a few years ago. Touch on how that kind of got started.
Well, it started out, we had an elk tag, and we were trying to sell this elk tag like some states do to try to raise money for the
2009 was the first one,
the elk project, and we were doing it and raising, $10,000 to $20,000, and then we kind of decided to, hey, let's do this as a raffle. We've got the President's Island deer tag, and we've got the elk tag. Let's put some other things in it. So my job is to go acquire these things that we have as a package for this conservation raffle, and we put it together. And the first year we changed that $10,000 or $20,000 into a couple $100,000, and then the next year we kind of raised it again, and the next year we raised it again, and last year we raised over $1.9 million just for conservation in Tennessee.
Yeah.
We have great partners. We have great partners that help us with these packages, and we love that people that are interested in hunting and supporting TWRA and supporting the state's conservation efforts go on there and buy these tickets and help us raise this money, because it is a shot in the arm.
And Johnny does a great job of coordinating with all those sponsors and folks that step up and donate things and
when you've got
make it happen.
When you've got what this state has as far as an agency and game and fish for people to enjoy, it makes it really easy. These partners are like, Tennessee's, the top of people wanting to go hunting and fishing. So it makes it really easy to make partners for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess one of the big ones, Mid-South Ford, was the
Middle Tennessee Ford dealers.
Middle Tennessee Ford dealers, yeah.
Ford is a big part of that. Bass Pro Shops, Academy Sports, they all partner with us. Best of the West, Henry Rifle. There's so many of them. I know I'm going to miss some, but
there's a huge list. TWRF.net. You can see that list there.
That's right.
You can learn more about the raffle at
raffle.twrf.net.
There you go, and see those sponsors and look forward to what's to come this next year.
Yeah, mid-April. We'll start this in mid-April. It'll run through August, and we'll draw who wins these. Somebody will win a new truck, they'll win a new boat, they'll win a new, an elk hunt, they'll win a deer hunt. There'll be some great prizes, to your money's going to help conservation in Tennessee, and somebody's going to win these things.
Yeah,
exactly.
Was there like 10 winners?
Yeah, 10. Yeah,
10 total.
10 winners now. And sometimes we have some smaller gifts we draw out after that, and they win.
Yeah,
I'm sure the board is excited about the raffle just as much as we are, and the foundation. I know they probably get behind it and big supporters, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we got the only drawback, we don't get to win. So. I mean, still haven't quite got that one.
Neither do we.
Yeah.
Nobody in here gets to win.
It's like we're all behind it, and always spreading the word, trying to get more and more people involved. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm excited about this next year. See what it brings. It's been fun to see the prizes, see the smiles on the faces. Folks are. We do a little celebration after the fact and give the prizes away, to those who won, and they're always excited.
That's a neat day. Fry up some fish and
have a picture made, and
little lunch, little interviews with the folks, and by and large, just over the moon with excitement that day.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be excited if you didn't win one of those?
Exactly.
Either one of those. I mean, just to win one of those, everybody's excited there.
It never fails. There's always somebody that wins that always says, I've never won anything. I can't believe I actually won.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's pretty cool to see which one they pick.
Yeah.
So probably the truck's going to go first. I mean, more than likely, the first pick is going to pick the truck, but what comes next is always
it's always different after that. I mean, you're right, the truck's first, and then you'll have people as like, oh, I'm going to get a new bass boat, but then you have people thinking, I'm one of only a handful of people to get to hunt elk in Tennessee. I'm taking this elk tag,
right.
And it's not just an elk tag; you get a custom rifle with it and all the gear to go with it, and and then you've got people that are kind of into shooting, into the thing. And it's like, oh, there's a Best of the West custom Best of the West rifle there. It's $15,000, shooting system.
Right.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
So there's no rhyme or reason. It's just what individuals' thoughts are on what's most important to them.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I want to jump into SCI with you in just a minute, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Johnny's hat, and I'm thinking that's another way that you can support through the foundation, because the money raised through the sale of those hats.
That's right. These TWRA
goes
hats,
back to the foundation.
It sure does. It goes right back to the foundation, which supports the agency, and the money goes right back to the agency.
Yeah. So shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com to find you a hat. Did you know you can find a Wildcast hat on there now?
I did. Yeah.
So if you follow us and you like Wildcast,
you think they'd give one to the guys that come on the show and do that?
I know, right?
Just stand by.
That's a surprise at the end.
You'll leave if I give you one too early. No. All right. So Mark, outside of the foundation, you're involved with Music City SCI, right?
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that organization and what's coming up this year.
Yeah, so it's the Music City chapter of Safari Club International. So Safari Club International is a global organization operating all across the world for hunting rights. And so we actually lobby in Washington fighting legislation that's anti-hunting. Is what the international organization does. But at the local level, we have annual fundraiser every year. That fundraiser's on the 20th of February.
Okay.
We actually are sold out, which is good but bad,
Yeah.
But it's on the 20th.
It's sold out, but you can still go walk the floor. I mean, people,
local
exhibitors.
Local. So the local banquet, that's on the 20th, and then National Convention is here as well. So that's on the 22nd through the 25th.
First time in Nashville?
First time in 50 years. It's always been in Nevada. We had to make that correction earlier, right?
Nevada.
First time in 50 years.
And the next couple years after that, right?
So 3 years straight.
Wow.
Yeah, so they'll be
at least. They may like it and want to stay.
They might like it and want to stay, yeah. So, we have over 1,000 exhibitors. We have nightly events that are auctions every night. We've got big entertainers with being in Nashville. We've got Leonard Skinner, Gretchen Wilson, Lee Bryce, Big and Rich.
Wow.
All performing different nights. And
neat.
But
so it's a great
But
deal.
if you're thinking about going hunting somewhere, if you're thinking about I'd like to go hunting somewhere and do this, any outfitter you can think of will be there. I mean, if you want to hunt elk somewhere, if you want to hunt in Africa somewhere and have a safari there, if you want to go to New Zealand and hunt red stag, I mean, there will be an outfitter there that can take care of you. So you think about not just the manufacturers of hunting products that are there, but the outfitters that are there. I mean, anything you could think of you want to go do, you could walk right up to those booths and talk to people about doing it.
There's also there's seminars throughout the whole convention as well that'll cover any outdoor activities, scoring deer. If you want to become a master measurer and scoring deer, or elk or whatever. We have seminars throughout the week that you can attend those, learn about firearms, the whole deal. I mean, it's an unbelievable experience. If you've never attended an SCI convention, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. So
for sure.
Visit safariclub.org to find out the information.
Yes, sir.
You do have to be a member to come, but you can join right there.
You can join right there on the site, and then the next page after that, it'll take you through all the different events that are available and all the seminars. You can sign up for anything you want there on that site.
That's cool.
So
that's neat to. TWRA is going to be there with a booth, but it's great to know that you can meet all those people and kind of have an idea of where you want to go if you're really wanting to get into hunting outside of the states. And that's cool.
Wanted to touch back on the local deal at ours. We have to send 30% of net of our proceeds to national to continue that fight for hunting rights.
Gotcha.
So the rest of that 70% stays here local.
So you're not only, like you said, not only fighting for local stuff, but also a percentage.
Yeah, on a global stuff. Most of the money that we spend is fought here in the United States, but there is legislation that we have to fight in foreign countries, and so when those arise, we have to go meet with those foreign governments and try to work out legislation that works for both. If they're willing to do so. If not, then we have to really get down in there and try to fight to keep our rights to hunt as hunters.
Well, you mentioned membership. That safariclub.org, does that get you a membership with Middle Tennessee or the Music City chapter, or is that just nationally?
Just national. Okay. So you can go on our website as well to do that. If you want to join as a local chapter member, how we've done it always in the past is if you attend our annual banquet, you get a free chapter membership. Okay. So if you attend the annual banquet that we have, you get a 1-year free membership. So that kind of cool. Alleviates that extra cost. We want to make it as low cost as possible to the hunter, because we're all in this together. So.
Awesome. Well, if you want to come out to that, it's in a few days. When's it start? February the 22nd. So 22nd. The same day the elk draw deadline. So get your elk application in and come to SCI.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. I think the agency sent out an email.
Yep.
To license holders. Yep. So everybody should have received that.
Yeah. So check your email if you have a license. If you don't, go to GoOutdoorsTennessee.com and pick you up one.
And it's good for 365 days now.
That's right.
Yeah. As of last year. So
it's always been good for 365 days, but just now from the date of purchase.
Right. Well, you had to buy it on the 28th or 28th of February.
That's
before,
true.
But anyway.
Yeah, and it's a minimal cost for a hunt fish combo, and that's a big support.
Exactly.
For the agency. Those dollars are doubled in different ways and can help conservation. So.
Exactly.
That's right. Speaking of conservation, the conservation raffle in April at raffle.twrf.net.
There you go. Another way to support right there. And if you want to learn more about the foundation, twrf.net. More about the agency, tnwildlife.org. Mark, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your support and your new role, and look forward to working with you in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yep.
This is Tennessee Wildcast. We'll have y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.